Gargoyles, finally!
Hey, that's me, Zip. I've been playing RuneScape for years. Bossing, skilling, you name it. But after all this time, I have no pets. Last time on Zip No Pet.
If you complete the riddles, you know what? Giant mole, go crazy. But when you fail, it's time to start hunting.
Oh, like more pet hunting?
Herbivore, 1500 KC. Well, Zip, you got 5 out of 10.
That's enough for giant mole, right?
Nope. Hope you like Fossil Island.
And after many hours, we got 90 hunter and 1500 KC. Huh, that's pretty weird. I feel like usually by now the mysterious stranger shows up and gives me a challenge, you know? Well, I guess we might as well just kill some bosses while we're waiting. I'm thinking, let's start with some Slayer bosses. Alright, realistically here, I have 2 Slayer bosses I actually want to kill. This is the Kraken and the Grotesque Guardians. Now, the Kraken would be a pet reclaim. I have this pet in the Leagues, which I've talked about before, but I haven't been able to see it since Leagues. The other one, the Grotesque Guardians, I think have the best pet in the game. On top of that, I haven't been able to fight the Kraken at all since I've gotten 87 Slayer. I just haven't gotten a task yet. So how we're going to do this is just spend as many Slayer points as possible. I've got about 1,000 to burn through, and we'll see what we can do with it. I've decided the best Slayer master to do this at is Chaeldar, and there's a couple reasons for this. The main one is that Chaeldar has the best rates for the Kraken and Gargoyle tasks combined. On top of that, Chaeldar has a lot of low-level tasks that are just easy skips for us. We don't even need to worry about doing it all. She also does offer some of the good XP tasks, which are mainly the bursting tasks. We can still get Abyssal Demons, we can still get Jellies, but for the most part we'll be able to ignore a lot of the really bad ones and just get right to the 2 that we want, Kraken and Gargoyles. Well, let's get Kraken. I ended up starting the Kraken task on stream, and to be honest, Kraken is probably the easiest and most boring boss in the game. Do I throw the fishing explosive at all of them? And I don't worry about the big tentacles. You throw a fishing explosive and you attack it, and that's it. Are these kills really just like 15 seconds long? The rewards are pretty lackluster, but I did get a couple of combat achievements on the first trip. There we go. 20 Krakens killed. Can't hurt me. Nice. But we did end up with 1 actual drop. Trident of the Seas. Oh, hey! But besides that, I don't even have any other clips of the rest of the task. It was just the same thing over and over, no more drops. And so, we moved on to some other Slayer tasks. So in the next couple, we ended up getting a strength level, a defense level, and even a magic level, just doing some casual Slayer. And then, we hit the jackpot with our first Gargoyle task. Gargoyles, finally! Let's go! Similar to regular Gargoyles, the Grotesque Guardians also have a pretty good drop table. It's full of alchables and items that stack, as well as food and potions to keep your trips going for a pretty long time. But let's talk about the items that we actually care about here. The unique items and the pet. So there's a couple different uniques from the Grotesque Guardians. There's the granite maul, the granite gloves, the granite ring, and the granite hammer. All of these vary between 1 in 125 to 1 in 375. Fairly common drops. The big drop on the table is the black tourmaline core. This is a 1 in 500 drop, but it's worth almost 2 mil. Alright, let's get to the big one. The Pet Noon is a 1 in 3,000 drop rate from the Grotesque Guardian. It takes about 2 minutes per kill here. We're getting 30 kills per hour. This is a 100-hour grind. And if we end up getting lucky or unlucky, there's also a jar here, 1 in 5,000. Surprisingly, this jar is worth a lot of money. It's also nearly 2 mil. And it is really cool looking when you display it in a house. But obviously, I would rather hit the pet than the jar. So, let's see what we get. The first thing up here is 200 KC. We started at about 160, 170, something like that. So 200 is our first milestone. I started off using my best melee gear, which included the Fang, but it turned out pretty quickly that I realized it's kind of hard to sustain longer trips with the Fang here compared to something like the Scythe. I even had to duck out early on this kill because I ran out of food. But with an Eternal Slayer ring, it's pretty quick to get back, and we ended up getting our first drop pretty early on. Oh, hey, Granite Maul, nice. I also experienced something a little strange a couple times on these kills where Dusk would go to use his stun pushback attack, and I would be looking the other way, and my character would just turn around. Otherwise, the kills went pretty well. With the Fang, I was able to get the 20 kill trip combat achievement. Hey, there we go. Luckily, pretty early on in the task, I was able to borrow a scythe from a friend of mine to make this task go a lot easier. Honestly, I didn't think it was going to be that much of an upgrade, but after doing it for a couple kills, the scythe is insane at Grotesque Guardians. Definitely worth it if you can swing it. Pretty soon came kill number 250, and after that, a Slayer level. Hey, 90 Slayer, let's go. And then I forgot to record number 300, but we got that one too. On kill number 316, we had something pretty interesting happen. Whoa, hey, Black Tourmaline Core, let's go. I actually already have this in the log, but that's awesome. You will not believe what I was talking about when I got this drop. Should we watch the Flubber movie, while we do it? I forgot to record number 350, but here's a clip where you can see the average inventory after a whole long trip at the Guardians, and I mean, it's pretty good money. The task was winding down, but we got to kill number 400. This was the last milestone of the task, but we got to 450 with about 12 kills left. Alright, 294 gargoyles killed. Holy 200k Slayer XP. What a task that was. Before I went fishing for some other Slayer tasks, I decided it would be a good time now to get some prayer experience in. I have 82 prayer, and I wanted to get a couple more levels so that next time it'd be a little easier at the gargoyles. Maybe my prayer potions would last longer. I didn't end up actually clipping every level, but here's one we got, 84 prayer. Trust me, doing this in the wilderness, definitely not safe. Definitely worth it, but we did die a couple times. Sometimes we lost nothing, sometimes we lost a little bit. But we came back for 85 prayer and 86 prayer. We had enough bones for 87, but not enough for 88, so we'll stop here. After this, we went back to some Slayer, and we got another Kraken task. Actually, the rest of the video is all Kraken tasks, so we'll go through them pretty quick. On our second kill of the new task, yo, Trident, let's go. And 11 kills later, too. Oh my god, another one. Nice. At this point, I need you to look in the chat. 166 was our last kill, and yeah, the back-to-back. No way. Was that back-to-back? It was. If it wasn't already good enough, then we got another collection log slot. Yo, the Kraken tentacle, let's go. And that's number 200 Kraken. Kraken number 300. Shortly after the last clip, we ended that task, got another one, and we got up to Kraken number 400 now. At number 461, I also got another Kraken tentacle, so that's cool. I gotta be honest, between the last clip and the next one, there's really not that much interesting left going on with the Kraken. But I did get a new task, and I got the combat achievement for doing 100 Kraken in a row. Oh shit, let's go, 91 Slayer. Awesome. That was pretty much it. We did 4 Kraken tasks and 1 Gargoyle task, and got combined about 1000 KC of the 2 bosses. Grotesque Guardians, actually a fun boss, and I want to keep grinding this one to get the pet. The Cave Kraken is the most AFK boss in the game. It requires no attention whatsoever. We'll grind this one until we get the pet, but it's not the most engaging. Luckily, we did get a lot of levels in this video, which will help us out a lot in the future, especially 91 Slayer. This unlocks a new boss and therefore a new pet for us, so we'll be on the lookout for this one in the future. Anyways, at this point, it's been a whole week of Slayer boss killing and still nothing from the mysterious strangers, so...
Yes, Sib. Of course, I didn't forget about you.
It sounds like you forgot.
Whatever. You unlock Cerberus, right? I've got a challenge for you.